Okay. Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome back to the last Starship. Yes, welcome back. We are a couple of hours past where we were last time because, like before when I was playing the demo, this game is very easy for me to idle to, and so my target, like 500,000, has turned into 3.5 million. You know, don't worry, we're going to spend the bulk of that pretty easily, so it'll only help me in the end. But it's always a case of like, one more mission, this mission's going here, just grab the bits for it, keep going, stuff like that. So, I've wound up with 3 storage crates set in here, just to deal with all that stuff. And I've also got a few bits and pieces of equipment lying around, ready to be installed. A whole bunch there. I've got some more stuff just stashed up here because I have multiple copies of it. I've got more drones. I've got... yeah, we're ready to expand and upgrade ourselves quite substantially now at this point. So immediate financial concerns are definitely sorted out, if you know what I mean. Good of you. Now, this episode though, I'll be focusing on the wolf in sheep's clothing. I feel like I am the sheep. I'm going to talk to Commander Harkin. This is a repeat of what we saw last time when she first called us, but it is also kind of how it be, since any waiting calls get repeated when you load back into the game. Captain, to score sector, need help. All across sector, there are people in trouble who need assistance. Spread too thin, can't be everyone once. You're more than capable. I'll be there to offer advice where I can. If you choose to help, I've marked the location on your map in gold highlights. Thank you. Okay, so we need to work that one out. Immediate upgrades are we have 4 maneuvering thrusters installed. We also have quad Gatling turrets to act as our defensive grid. So we've got okay defenses. But we also have some stuff in place to install as upgrades and things like that, as I mentioned. I think, well, we are in a shipyard sector, I believe. We are, yes. First things first, most important, armouring, which is what we need a bunch of credits for. Confirm that for 375,000 smackers. There we go, sorted. You can see I've also increased the size of the habitation space just a bit as well, just to, you know, get that sorted out. I am going to... let's very quickly install... I've got plenty of stuff in here to be getting along with. I want to install a couple of loaders. And that is because I plan to dismantle this and reshape this section here. This is going to be my kind of general industrial area, I suppose. I'm not quite sure how to make those diagonal pieces here as well, but I'm not going to let that stop me. So dismantle that PD, the drone launcher, and that. Pipe that stuff into these 3 loaders, and tell it to just start unloading. Now the thing is, this stuff is actually dirt cheap, so while I could just been flogging this, it would have been like for chump change, honestly, compared to everything else. So we might as well just be unloading it from our storage and doing it. I should have actually been doing that before getting here. Also as a note, by the way, to show that it has been a bit, look at the research tree now. We've barely gone into the drone section before. We've now got drone intelligence, we've got enhanced mining lasers, we've got automation and robot arm speed. So, and I'm just going a bit up logistics at the moment to just try and pick this up. So this has just been idling away with basically 1 each of a scientist and a research point. Though some things required more crunching, so I actually installed a second supercomputer in the back down here as well. But that's going on too. I've also picked up some more engines and things as well, just to increase speed, because honestly that was one of my bigger issues as we've been adding more stuff. The ship's also been getting heavier. So there's plenty of things in here for upgrades as far as I'm concerned, including, notably, another set of engines back here as well. Not that we're hurting for fuel or anything like that, not at all. I think I will go ahead and install those engines in the back just to give us better speed as is. There we go. Along with, of course, appropriate cabling and piping. Just because, well, the only real problem I've ever had is getting to the ships that are about to explode, especially if there's multiple ships waiting for rescue in a single sector. So it's like having more engines power is flat out useful. Did I pick up some more thrusters? I did pick up... Why have I got... Oh yeah, because I dismantled one, of course. I'll go ahead and install a couple of thrusters in the back here as well. Just, you know, make it nice and simple. Simple, he says. While literally working on a spaceship. Yeah, if I was clicking the right thing. There we go. Okay, so maneuverability upgraded. Ship profile upgraded. We will go ahead and jump. I've noted immediately, by the way, there is no flashbang warning here. That's the main comment I got. Actually, someone, Little Mean said in the comments last time on YouTube, and then Tanya on Discord voiced the same thing. It's like flashbang map. It's a very clean way to show the information, like a sheet of paper kind of thing. So it's very white, though. I actually checked. There's actually an in-game option to toggle it into dark mode. So, for those who want the more classical space thing, ta-da! Now, I actually like about this one, you can see a lot more clearly where the nebula clouds are, because that was actually a bit of an issue previously. Now, let's keep on going. I could grab Trouble with Tiddles while I'm doing all of this. In fact, you know what? I think I will. Just because I can. I'm also waiting on this thing to unload as well, which is why I'm kind of stopping there. Let's install a storage for... where is it? Hyperspace isotopes. Just stash it all right there. Just get it cleaned out, please. Also note, by the way, I found that you can actually, through here, you can prioritize the crate or dedicated zones. Just like controlling through a certain crate, decide what you want where. So that is actually quite a useful thing to find, because before I noticed that, all equipment was in here, and these boxes for storing spare bits of equipment weren't being used. And then when I switched it, it just pulled out from the storage. And that worked quite well. So, Trouble with Tiddles. There should be a, well, I know it was previously. No, wait, it says part 1. Well, we'll get this one ticking along in the background, I suppose. So... Professor Artemis Toppingbury? What's a ship like yours doing all the way out here? Maybe you can help? I'm looking for creatures that usually live on small isolated asteroids, like ones in this system. If you find anything, make sure to tell me. And that's it. Okay, so just wants me to look at asteroids. Anyway, that's already a change from before, because before, if I recall correctly, Tiddles is literally something from the old original Star Trek. This little round fluff ball, which has a habit of breeding uncontrollably, and so taking over anywhere they wind up being. And what would you do in the old demo was you pick some up. Every time you jumped, they'd multiply in sheer number, and they'd fill up more and more space in the ship. And then you eventually went to the drop-off point to turn them in for the conservation efforts, and you got paid based on how many you were carrying around. If that's been changed or not, I do not know. But we're going to find out pretty shortly anyway. Right, here we are. And our objective is... Yeah, here we go. Commander Harkin. Harkin, Chief of Private Security Sector, found the remains of the Interstellar Prospector. Please bring its black box flight recorder to me. I will explain more. In order to put the flight recorder, you need drones. Launch a drone bay for your ship. If you don't have the equipment, you need to buy at least one drone bay, at least one logistics drone from any colony or shipyard. So this is where I said before, going this route requires having access to drones. Unfortunately, I did just uninstall my drones. Bit of a slight oopsie on my part there, because I was planning to refit this area a little bit further. In fact, you know what, give me a second. Through the magic of editing and not at all me going somewhere, I will have, in a moment, drones. And we are back. That was quite quick for you guys, but there we go. Yep. The flight controller should be near though. It's move towards it so your drones can pick it up. Okay. We are all good though, because I have slightly modified. Our Procyon is now a bit more of a hammerhead style. These two bays have been greatly enlarged, as I was planning to at the shipyard before I even came out here. I've also installed this area a bit bigger as well because I ran low of fuel, so that's making way for some necessary equipment which will get put in at some point. For now, let's go ahead and connect everything up, shall we? Don't worry, yep, that'll make sense soon. For now though, that's booted up the drone. We've also booted up the robot arm, which should be ready to grab and bring drones to the drone bay from the storage crate. Hello, Conan. Record the flight recorder, bring it to me on the Vanguard, setting location now. Thank you. Return. We have got it. Notice there is a slight issue here. We've got this is a full-size derelict, so there is actually lots of loose equipment and stuff out there. It's just that it's being brought back and slowly dealt with, especially since my drone bay is now further away from central sections. So I should probably start doing that now, which I was talking about a drone bay upgrade previously. Let's see, we want the short robot arm, which is going to be plugging in that way around. Oh, I got that cable slightly out of place, that's okay. And then a regular robot arm, which will be going like so. This one is going to allow for... Nope, crew can't unload from this. They can load stuff in, but that's about it. Pull that one, put that one there. And that should work fine once we get it sorted out. But now, notice we've got the robot arms going on, and oops, apparently I've installed that the wrong way around. No wonder it's not working properly. We've got a first stage of automation though. As you can see, this one, the arm is just taking from the storage crate straight into there and launching immediately. And the small one is trying to unload, but as soon as the arm drops off onto the floor, that's it. We're still waiting for another crew member to come and deal with that. So, this is where tracks will start to come in. And install it like that. It has to be like that. So, I'm going to need some other things as well. I'm going to need a couple of smart robot arms, which I will place. They can be here. They are the same pickup pattern as the other ones. I wish there was a shorter version of these, but there are not. But I will also be installing tracks, which are similar to conveyor belts with other games. We can't rotate them once placed, but we have to place them with all due care with the arrows in mind. So, like this will do it. And I guess for now I'll just go ahead and put in a couple of short arms here. And that should help. Because we've also got an issue here with no storage for the scrap metal. So we need to actually take care of that and give it some extra storage. Okay, sure. Just general storage, it seems like. Yeah, because it's got all this stuff that can take up by the hydrocarbons. It's all fine. I could actually take this one temporarily and turn it into scrap metal storage. That's no problem at all. We're all good. We're all good. Come on. As soon as I find scrap metal. I know the alphabet, I swear. So, things are going good right now. I'll connect this up to the cable network so that those arms are also powered. And because they're smart and they're earlier in the pattern, once they are active, they will grab any drones off here. Once I've got them configured, of course, logistics drones and logistics drones. So any drones that come back through now, they will be properly cycled. They weren't being done before because I was a goof and you can't configure these arms before they've been placed. That's one way Factorio is better than this one. Anyway, the other thing I'm going to install right now is going to be the hyperspace scooping system, which I can place into the nose here. Let's put one there, on there. I think I'll plumb in a large tank just because I can, honestly. Notice by the way, I've got a couple of interior mounted thrusters here just to help with like turning control and stuff like that. A big tank will help, and it fits in quite nicely at the side here. So I've got plenty of space for that. And we'll call a couple of loaders just to make sure that we get everything sorted out as far as getting our storage back for everything else. So, pipe it, and then hook it all up. And that'll all be pulled out because our storage is currently clogged by the sheer amount of hyperspace isotopes we've got just sitting around. And hey, look, our ship has undergone its first, I guess mutation is probably a thing you could say. Yeah, mutation, I guess. It's got its, the start of its automated system, it's got an automated salvaging area, which then dumps into a crew loading system, of course, because the crew has to grab it from here, but it will work. We've also got our new hyperspace isotope harvesting system there as well, but that's going to be sorted out in a little bit. For now, though, we do have our next job, which is we need to go back to the commander, who is all the way over here, and turn in this box. We could also get on with setting up some processing systems as well. Might be worth doing that. Though I do have a plan for it, which is I plan to have a loop dealing with what gets pulled out of here and sorting through minerals and ores and things that get pulled out, but that'll take a little bit to set up. It's going to be quite simple, to be honest with you, but it'll just take a minute. For now, though, the scoops are back online. And something else I can be doing is I also installed some external mountings, some external scaffolds, and that is because of the solar panels I have installed. Will install. Wow, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. And apparently I've messed up slightly because it's slightly too close to the docking bay. That's okay. Now the problem with these is you've got to have the power port actually on the scaffold bits. You can mount the entire thing with one corner on the thing, but you've got to have a scaffold to carry the cable out to where it is. So that'll do that. That'll sort it out, and I'll go ahead and deliver that. And here's the commander's ship. Now here's something I don't quite agree with in the game, which is because it's classed as a mobile/active ship, it's not got the same exterior appearance as in general. It looks a bit flat on the exterior. I kind of wish it didn't quite look like that when it's like it's got this pseudo 3D layering going on inside it. That would be nice on the outside as well, but on the outside it really is just a top-down schematic for the time being. But we just have to wait for the commander to dock, and we will give her the flight recorder. It does kind of show a little bit better there, but yeah, you kind of see what I mean though, don't you? Then again, this game is not really one for high graphics, it is one for its own depiction of graphics more than anything else. There we go. Now the commander's ship, we can't even see inside though, for whatever reason. Right, thank you for returning the flight recorder, Captain. Grip of crisis, commercial vessels laden with valuable cargo and being targeted and destroyed. Vessels are under protection but often lack serious defences and barely have any chance to send out a distress call before they are plundered. This is a calculated assault on the free market trade and industry within the sector and cannot be allowed to continue. Sending coordinates to 2 more stricken vessels. Pinpoint to that location. The primary objective is the safe recovery of their black box flight recorders, and which will contain the log of their final moments. Here are coordinates to direction you need. Thank you. 4th vessel to be targeted managed to send out a distress call. Local security forces responded too late and found nothing but destroyed fuselage with a presumed loss of all crew. This is the only image they managed to send before transmission went dead. We've seen a ship like that knocking around in a few areas. Not sure if it's on camera or not though. The wreckage, which is forensic evidence of the fate, was collected and taken back to System NG4, where it's in storage. We'll need you to send a ship to collect the wreckage and bring it to us along with the recovering black box modules. Bring all recovered wreckage to the black box flight recorders to me for now to board my ship, the Vanguard, to complete the contract. Okay, so now we've been and salvaged. We are now tasked with going and recovering some more flight boxes, as well as collecting some wreckage that's already been picked up by another search crew and bringing them back here for analysis. That is our general thing. The Celestial Hoarder is literally right next door, so let's go there. No, I want you. Oh, because I didn't have my cruiser selected. Prepare to jump, please. Oh, yeah. Something else, though, is because we're going to Rex, we're getting some loot and salvage and stuff, so this will work okay for now, just offloading stuff. Jump. But I really do want to get that automated system sort of set up. Oh, we're in a meteor sector. Battle station. Yep, as you can tell, the guns are now deployed, and that's because we are in a dangerous area. Okay, just have to get over there and sort this out. This is also where our engines are going to come into play as well, because as long as we're here, we're spending ammunition. So we have to get the ammunition to feed these guns, which of course is, yeah, it's actually pretty cheap for us, but it's also, we've only got a finite number of shells. Well, we've got 6,200 apparently. Never mind, I think we'll be okay for a bit. Each burst isn't actually costing us that much. But there's the drone system already operating. Full speed ahead. Very good. Oh, research is done. Got drone speed 2. Okay, sure. Let's go ahead and pick up. I guess the ability to make these more rarer arm types would be good anyway. So let's get that. Let's get that. Just installing that to speed up how quickly we can process things, just because it takes time for things to get pulled in. We're literally waiting on our drones to come back out now. So, we got that sorted. We need to go to Energy 4 to pick up the loot. Let's go to the other jump point over there, prepare the jump. And yeah, we'll just keep on going. We're not doing too badly, though we are turning our angle of attack versus the asteroids though. It's fine, we've got the other side actually pointing in the right direction. That's all okay, we're good, we're good. Just have to wait for the drone base to sort itself out. Well, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. You might notice, by the way, Industry XP. I may have hoarded a small cargo container worth of tracks, but even then I had to find some more to do this. Even though it's not complete, it doesn't handle all ore types, it doesn't handle loose equipment, stuff like that. But what I've got going on is we've got a the extraction rail unloading onto a rotational cycle just over here. Smart arms are grabbing off that for all smeltables apart from precious metals right now. So any scrap metal in particular is going to get pulled off, but as well, then there's smelter set up, and then those are also configured to immediately shunt them into storage, or in this case we're also going to connect to a FTL thing. Now we've got the Scavenger Wraith hailing us, which is over here by the Infinite Horizon. Got our hands on something you might be looking for? Recording of screams and static from the ship's final moments. You want it? I know it. Scavenger's rights say it's mine. Okay, so Scavenger is... if something is salvage, it's the first person to find it, it seems. Lucky for you, you can have your precious data as long as I get my finder's fee. It costs you $20,000 for secrets. Trust me, it'll be the last mistake you make. $20,000. I've lost a bit more. That's because I also bought some fuel equipment as well as extra tracks while I was out there looking for a few extra tracks. I also upgraded the supporting scaffolds a little bit too. turn off alert, and I will say, you know what, sure, I can afford that very easily. Fun to see, pleasure doing business. Drop your flight required cargo, I'll be on our way. Yes, please do. In the meantime, and that also leaves the rest of the scrap metal here for me to pick up too, and I will also go ahead and install the remaining solar panels while I'm at it too. The way I configured this was so that I could slot them in around my existing cargo access points, like so. And I have actually mislaid the scaffold a bit again. I need a little bit more scaffold, it seems like. Though I'm also out of panels anyway, so that's not so bad. Oh, let's see what I'm doing now. Got the 2 arms because there's 2 taking in from the cargo loaders. That's all okay. Can I configure you to... I can't configure these guys to just have bot access. I can't deny it like I can the cargo bays. I wish I could. But with a 1-to-1 loading rates, that means that these arms always will grab any drones that cycle back out. And then, of course, any scrap metal is coming through here. Note there's 2 off the loading bays into this rotational rail, but there's only 1 actually on here. I'll just click to remove that from the track. There we go. So, this will saturate, and then it'll cycle back down as the arms actually pull things out. But for now, it is literally just processing metal ingots out of the scrap metal. Also, pipes, I can connect to this one to there. I don't think we have any of the tilium required for it, but this one will be set for hyperspace, sorry, FTL charges, that's it, FTL charge. Prioritized storage zones, because the storage zone is over near the FTL drive. Actually, no, it's not. Dismantle that. Give me a FTL storage. I'll make sense one day, I swear. Just give me a little FTL storage zone in this general neighbourhood. I think. Let's just stash a couple over there. That'll be fine. Excuse me. I do have to wait and watch for this though, because this will produce as long as I have materials. I don't have any tilium right now, so it's not going to be cycling. But if I have both resources available, this will just constantly produce. As far as I'm aware, there's no real option to stop it. I also can't disable crew pulling stuff out of this one when it's completed either. I wish I could do that too, but alas, I can't. Short of like walling them, getting all crew out of the area and then just walling it all off so crew can't get at it. But that's, I think, not going to be allowed. Anyway, what was your clothing? Next stop is NG4 to pick up scrap loot to be checked over by our commander friend. Note, by the way, this scrap is actually mission-specific loot. It's not actual scrap metal. So there's no risk by having this automatic smelter. We'll actually go ahead and process it. We'll be fine. Though I will, I think, start installing some other fun toys which I have stashed out from between episodes as well. Cannons. Yeah. So this is going to be a military kind of wing. This is going to be where all of the guns are focused. And to make sure that we have actually got weaponry, we have got a cannon rack going in. I'll give it a small storage crate. I guess I'll put it there. And I'm actually short on short robot arms as well, so collect the wreckage. Tend to recover wreckage of your ship. It'll arrive by shuttle. You need to store it somewhere on board. Once you collect all the wreckage, bring it to me along with the flight recorders on the Vanguard. Absolutely fine. We are rolling. I'll also prepare to go back there. I just need to trade, of course, for short robot arms. Plenty of them. Thank you. Oh, also any tracks I got my hands on as well. How am I doing for storage boxes? Running low on small ones. Grab them. No problem at all. Well, I've got some. I could buy some tilium ore. A stack of 30 for 1,500. And I think what that is, if I was to go ahead and just buy some fuel, that'd be on the resources, wouldn't it? 2,000 per FTL charge. Now, is that giving me a stack of Tilium or just a general? I need more storage. This is shipwreckage. Can I sort that into here? Shielded, scrap. I can not, apparently. Okay, I just need general storage. This will do temporarily. There you go. And yeah, 1,500 gives me 30 Tilium. And if we double check on this one, Tilium, make an FTL charge, requires 10. So, flat out, this is less than a quarter of the price I'm paying to actually to buy these charges by themselves, just for a little bit of extra manufacturing time. So this is actually far better in terms of doing that. I will, in fact, go ahead and I will buy some more of that, please. Just because it's going to be so much better to have it. I'm also not quite sure how many cannon shells I've got either, but the ship's just launched, so we'll go ahead and we will jump. And that'll do it. These cannons are now all operating. They will be pulling straight out of a centralized cargo rack. All good. And we'll install a track here to make sure that anything that gets dropped off here is not picked up by the crew, because that's not what it's meant to be doing. Same over here. And over here. And that's all the tracks already gone. I will go ahead and start delivery because we have arrived in place. We are all good. This is all operational. There's one more piece for this because we've now got a bank of cannons in here, which is all well and good. But right now we need 4 weapons crewmen to operate those. I only have 1. And that's because I do have somewhere in here a weapon control center. Here we go. And this allows a single operator. I guess I'll stash it on the back wall there, sure. A single operator to operate up to 4 weapon systems. And that'll take care of my general offensive needs. And of course I've got these panels providing 100 megawatts of extra energy just to keep things ticking over. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, the 18 megawatts just for logistics, that's because the arms are constantly draining power, so that's also why I installed the solars right now before I started doing this to my industrial section. Also remember that the industrial section isn't currently configured to cope with everything just yet. It's also built to be expanded so that each ore type can have 2 smelters dedicated to it instead of just 1. If I condense it to take only 1, which I probably should, then I would have space to put in the precious ore smelting as well. Also, I think I need to merge it down slightly to get track access to it if I plan to do any further assembly lines within the ship itself. But for now, that is just like a salvage and harvesting room over there, which is looking quite nice. Also, my crew is 15. It was 10, it's now 15. Let's check that. Oh, I'm not actually... Good thing I checked that. Yeah, give me this, all these starboard cannons. 4 slots all set. Here comes the weapon control guy. And that gives me the cannons, which have a firing arc out that way, as you can see. Which will be fine when I'm circling around something, but it does mean I don't have any options for when I'm closing on a target, which actually is something I need to deal with, which is why there's flat forward spaces on these sections as well. This side for the hyperspace, this side I think for some railguns. We also need some forward pointing defensive options too, just to protect us on the way in. Anyway, Commander Harkin. Analyse Black Box and the evidence is pretty clear. There's a pirate vessel out this summer preying on high-value commercial vessels. They wait in silence until the ship is alone, isolated and defenseless. They come out of nowhere and attack without warning, and before anyone can respond, they've destroyed the ship and looted the cargo. Most likely to be sold for vast profits to the Stargate Project, who don't seem keen to ask questions. Yeah, we've not dealt with this yet because it's the industrial side, so I'm purposely not going that way. Just now, because this episode is sheep in wolf's clothing. But Stargate Project is the whole that big FTL transit project, which was mentioned at the start of the last episode, and is part of the background lore for this game. So they are trying to get the thing sorted out, but they're not asking questions about where supplies are coming from, which is somewhat shady business practices, unfortunately. So far, I haven't left a single living witness, but the census data tells the full story. Managed to extract another sensor image of the attacker. Another grainy photograph is all we've got to go on. Without a doubt, vessel responsible for all this death and destruction. Need to find a way to track them down and destroy them. Touch soon, Captain. In the meantime, we suggest you tend to your ships if you've taken damage. You repair and hold the shipyards using the funds we've sent to upgrade your defences. I've been steadily losing money. I mean, I started this episode at 3.5 million. 200,000 is nice. That's put me just over 2 million again. But I am still somewhat. Let's go to NGO. I'm definitely in the red as far as others are concerned, because the cannons, even the Gatlings, what has been paid only covers part of the cost of the overall outfitting of the ship. It doesn't cover the expansions or the upgrade for armour and all that stuff either. But because of my defensive guns, I don't think I've taken any kind of hull damage at all in the asteroid zones. Though I've not actually checked. There's no prompts to repair, so no, we are good. Let's get an idea of how much I've spent on my weaponry so far. Each Gatling gun is 30,000. I've got 6 of these. That's 180,000 right there. They've literally just given me enough money to pay for just my defensive gun emplacements, not counting any ammunition, which I also bought a bunch of. The cannons are 50,000 a pop. I've got 4, which is, again, 200,000. And then the weapon control center is 200,000 flat by itself. So, kind of shows you how much I'm investing here. Also, weapon officer hiring fee is 10,000 per. I will hire one more. And that is because I am going to pick up some railguns. Pick up that. I have 1 munition bench on board. I guess I'll grab a second one. I want some more cannon shells, which are pretty cheap. Bullets are kind of pricey, but you do get a whole bunch of like 300 per stack. Railgun shells. Let's pick up a bunch of them. I need some more bits as well. I did tell you that this that 3.5 million slush fund I'd work through pretty quickly. Logistics. I want to get some short robot arms. I want to get any track I can. Only 2 available. Boo. Rebuild some of my stashes of arms. And yeah, I'm already queuing up to spend another 700,000. But anyway, this is Alexander James Ellistar. This is the opening intro for our entry to the project. My name is Alexander James Ellistar. I'm the chairman and founder of AJE Industries. I have a business proposition for you. If you'd be interested in setting up a production facility for me, I believe with some luck and a good deal of hard work, we can both make substantial returns. Please give me a call to discuss the details. So, that's our introduction. Wanting us to call the number, and then that gets us on the whole industry thing, which I think I'll do next time. Either that or I'll do the other unknown, which is over here the Black Hole Sun project, but I've no idea what that one's about. Anyway, Commander Harkin. Captain ready to continue hunt pirate vessel. Please meet me at locked location. Okay. Oh, I actually wanted to get a couple of extra defensive guns, which I forgot to grab. That's okay. But because the defensive guns have to be all over the place, it's not worth kind of trying to have it all in one place. Actually, can I buy... Well, there's fusion reactors. What I'm trying to figure out is it is a deflect shield, isn't it? Deflector. Okay. But there's no thing. So okay, so I can't actually buy that. I have to make it, which means I have to research it and work it out. Hopefully it's a purely energy-based thing, because it's deflects incoming shells, it says. Something that's purely energy rather than ammunition-based might be nice to have, honestly. But for now, I should... let's go for, I guess... You know, let's be prudent. Let's go for that. Let's go for that. Yeah, deflectors. Might be needed. Now give me a second while I get those guns installed. Here we go. Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, Part 2. The gap between my isotope scoops has been filled in with 1 defensive guns. 3 guns have also been mounted on this side over here to take advantage of the particular hull shape, which is why there were flat faces, as I said before. And now... the crewman's wandered off, but we've got 2 forward defensive guns in position, and when he finally gets there, we have a triad of railguns there to do a long-range engagement as we close in and get ready for broadside. So that is our current armament situation, and it's just taking up this corner here, so that argues more for this becoming an extension of the industrial area if I need that, honestly. There we go. So, thank you for coming, Captain. We have been attempting to track the pirate vessel down, but no avail. Keep arriving seek to find destroyer ships, no trace of the pirates. We need you to... Oh. Commander Amelia Riker, the UNC vessel Orion Sentinel. We are under attack. They appeared out of nowhere, fired us with no warning, and won't respond to any communications. Try and hold them off, but I need help. My engine's damaged. This is urgent, please help. I think I accidentally clicked. This is now urgent humanitarian rescue mission. If we respond quickly enough, we may just be lucky and find a crew we can rescue. Need to acquire at least 4 maneuvering thrusters to dock with the ship. At least 4, you say. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 8. I'm good. Also have 6 engines too. Fit maneuvering thrusters. 8 out of 4. Yes. Time's running out. Send the ship to Orion Sentinel. Provide what aid you can before it's too late. Rescue 40 survivors from the Sentinel. Of course, since we're not hauling anything right now, we are fully loaded out. So let's go to the Orion Sentinel. Also, as you can see, I got another 4 solar panels installed, those just for a bit more power efficiency. But even so, with the extra energies, I am gulping fuel quite rapidly now, honestly, compared to when I only had 2 engines. But the extra speed is useful to have. Okay, there's our target, unidentified pirate vessel. Don't have a view. Captain, could you see here? Help us. I am starting to. Or, well, I don't have control. Oh, it's because I've not got my signal set correct, I don't think. There we go. Right. Yep, just close on in. Problem is, though, railguns are so fast, we don't really have anything to deal with in terms of our defensive guns. Turn around. Also, it seems like I've got a power grid issue. Flat out. Ow. My reactors just can't keep pace with my current weapon loadout. That's a shame, and it's something I have to be aware of. The railguns seem to be very power hungry. Okay, it looks like they turned around when they saw you arrive, Captain, but my ship is on the brink. Reactor won't hold much longer. Rescue my crew, you'll need to get close and initiate docking procedures. Use your maneuvers closest to a line to our docking ports. As I said, this is a tutorial for salvage work, so it makes sense that the rescue one is here as well. I'll get the crew ready to evacuate. Please hurry. Dock with the Sentinel. No, I don't need that one, I need this one. Right. It said I need 4, but I don't think the ship is moving at all, so I don't think I needed 4 in the end. So the Orion Sentinel, though, is a pretty decent looking ship. Oh, by the way, something I should mention off camera as well is I voiced a theory about blowing up the ships that I rescue people from and then using that for salvage. I actually tested that in a separate save, and all it did was actually turn me into a pirate. If the ship explodes, it's fine to salvage, but if the ship is intact when you pull the people off it, it still technically counts as civilian owned, so attacking it is actually an act of robbery and lawlessness and stuff like that. So, you know, not exactly the best. And it's apparently a separate tracker thing as well that builds up. It's not it's similar to other experience branches. So what happens when you do that, I have no idea, but it is an entire separate thing. Reactors reach critical level, Captain. Can't stop it from overloading. Oh no. Try and buy a few more seconds. It's going to be critical at any moment. Get a safe distance as soon as you can, Captain. Save my crew. Get a safe distance before it explodes. Well, we've got all the crew on board, but it's not giving me the option to do anything about it, so we just have to get clear. That's something else that I did off camera. Explosion. How are we looking? Okay, that's okay. I actually did have a ship's reactor blow up when I was fairly close and actually tore a chunk out of my ship, but I didn't have ship armor at that point. So apparently the armor let me survive that, or this blast wasn't going to actually cause me damage. I don't know which. Well done, Captain. Your intervention prevented a further loss of life, and now we know pirate vessel is crewed by cowards, a fact we intend to use to our advantage. In the meantime, take the survivors to the nearest shipyard or colony and drop them off there to close the contract. Easy as pie. I do need to visit a place anyway. Let's go to NG16. Wait, no. I bought the jump because I actually want to be... Yeah, I bought the jump because I actually want to be salvaging. Ah, okay. We've got odd things on the... This is another part of the problem as well. Because it's restricted this, I think I will condense this down just to have one, but right now I can actually go and pop off individual bits. But going to an actual profitable wreck does gum up the rotation track, which is only geared right now to actually operate with, you know, actual scrap metal and ores. So that is worth something worth noting about. Actually, a quick and easy fix would be... well, the problem is, of course, we've got 2 coming in. If I just do that and install... Because the smart ones have an extra gap, I've got them pulling from the top row. So as a temporary measure, I'll go ahead and install some short arms on the bottom row down here just to yank things off it as and where possible. This will, of course, pull any ore that doesn't get grabbed because it's one arm loading into these. I need to update that to 2, but I need a bit more track to do it. And then we'll just go from there. But anything that's not been grabbed by the set arms just gets unloaded over here. That's all fine. In fact, if I just pull this track out here, I will have the track to do that. With the exception of this one here, because this one is configured for these two. Actually, no, that goes straight into there and then just grab. That's fine, that's fine. I'm kind of obsessing a little bit on the rotational design. Anyway, let us go, because I think salvage work is now done. Yep, salvage work is now done. Okay, ready, jump. The extra demands. We're passively demanding like 200, 300 odd megawatts. We're providing half of that nearly in terms of solar. And when these guns are online, though, that is a problem. Do I have a spare battery? Because I have a thought. I appreciate your speed in rescuing the crew of the Orion Sentinel Captain. Regrettably, also for you, Captain Riker does not appear to be among the survivors. Her sacrifice will be remembered. Don't know when or where the pirate vessel will strike again, but we must be prepared. The more we analyse the attacks, the more obvious the pattern becomes. Thank you, Captain. Protect your fleet and wait for our call. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take this entire section here, the entire weapon section, because I've just ordered in some parts for it, and I'm going to actually go ahead and install a reactor set over here, which will locally power all this. So, 2 batteries, 2 reactors, and then to avoid any extra fuels being stored around the place, I will go ahead and just leave that maneuvering thruster on the original grid. This one connects to the new grid. And then this section is, of course, going to have a long fuel pipe to connect to the main fuel pipe connection, which will be over there. And then that will go ahead and allow this section to be powered up. And if there is extra draw from the railguns while they're in use, that's why I've put some batteries in there as well, just to provide some extra storage there. Oh, sorry, there's a massive power draw going on. Nope, now it's stabilised and seems to be good. I didn't like that massive spike in power though. Plus, when we get more components and we want to centralise our power grid a bit more, I could just yank these out and put them elsewhere. But for now, this will let us keep all this stuff online at the same time without affecting manoeuvrability of the rest of the ship. Or any other defences guns, apart from the forward defence on this quadrant, which is sadly interwoven because of how close it is, but that's okay. That manoeuvring thruster, though, is just fine. That defensive gun is fine. That one is dependent on the weapon power. That's all good. That's all good. Okay, I think I just need to wander off somewhere else and tend to my stuff. So let's do that and give her a chance to call us back. Oh, I didn't even get a chance to jump out. Okay, sure. Captain, I should plan to believe we'll catch the pirate vessel in the act. Please come to see us and we'll explain the objectives. Travel to Harken ship? That's okay. I was about to actually go grab a contract and go somewhere else to earn a bit of money while trying to trigger the next stage, but here we are. Also, NG cells, I don't know what those are used for, honestly. They might look like they're unfinished, like a placeholder texture of some kind. I don't know. All I know is my equipment storage looks a lot emptier than it did at the start of this episode. A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, Part 3. Okay, this... And I wonder how many stages are going to be in this. Oh, we've got more ships here as well this time. Hello. Captain, I hold pirate vessel accountable for all the damage they've done, all the lives they've taken. The UMZ Astral Temptress is the base in our trap, a long-haul commercial freighter that was due to be scrapped. We take the Astral Temptress and travel through the most remote, unprotected locations in the sector. Look busy, look like you're going somewhere, and bait them out of hiding. They won't be able to resist such an easy target. What they won't realise is you'll be carrying several tons of advanced military-grade weapon systems ready to be installed and activated the moment they come in close. We have one final trick to buy you some time before the cavalry arrives. We can reverse the energy field in the ship's FTL drive and trigger a massive burst of EMP energy, enough to disable their FTL and prevent any chance of escape. Your own ship will lose power too, but in the calamity that follows, you'll have time to fit your weapon systems and prepare for a tough fight. You have to hold them off for a couple of minutes. My strike force will be ready to perform. I was trying to accelerate it and it reached the end right before I did so, and I clicked again. Ready to perform a pincer maneuver, I think it was saying, and get involved. So dock with the Astral Temptress and crew the ship. Ew. Crew the ship? Okay, sure. Does that mean the Astral Temptress is going to be my ship when this is over? Maybe. And then jump to empty systems until we get attacked. We're not showing themselves unless the Astral Temptress is alone and unarmed. Wait, so are my guns worthless here? Is the Astral Temptress the one that's actually going to need the guns? Or does it have the guns on board ready? Also, is the ship armoured? It is not, as far as I can tell. Okay, cool. So, I have to send in an unarmed ship, it seems like. Not my hodgepodge ship I've been arming up until this point. That's okay, that's okay. Let's go ahead and dock and get ourselves sorted out. Now, we are now going to learn how to transfer crew to another vessel. Two ships must be docked so one crew can walk to the other one. Select the Astral Temptress. There we go. We have got some scrap, 5 suits, some cannon shells, resources, bits and bobs. Fleet logistics window. Okay. Set the source as the Procyon cruiser. Select the crew. Request 5 crews transfer. That's okay. We only gained 15. Got to 15 crew this last time. So shift for 5. So I've got 5 crew in here, apparently. Thing is though, it said something about having weapon systems ready to be installed, but I'm looking at the storage, I'm not seeing anything. Oh no, there's yeah, there are some actual boxed cannons. 3 boxed cannons. Do they actually need weapon officers, or can they actually be not using weapon officers? I don't know. It is a valid question. Anyway, let's go ahead and do as it says and jump Astral Temptress until it gets itself attacked. So, detach and send it to empty sectors. NG 12. 3 cannons, no hull armour at all. What could possibly go wrong? There are other ships in the system. The pirates won't attack you unless they see the cargo ship alone. That's a derelict stranded ship. I guess that's one drawback of me bouncing around the place, isn't it? I think most of the nodes actually have derelict ships now. With the exception of zones with outright hostilities, because I've actually avoided those. Let's go to Energy 10, I guess. Yeah. Since stranded ships that are empty and done, they don't seem to despawn. That's a slight problem. I hope not soft lock this. Okay, found a place. Exactly the kind of place where pirates might be attacked. Keep looking busy and travel to another empty system. Pirates might already be on me. Okay, right. So I'm down here. Oh, it's given me actual blank nodes for this, just in case, because the ones where I've got stranded ships are all regular system nodes, like NG something something something, but these two are actually nameless, so these two are clean. I will go to this one, and I'll set this destination to that. So my main ship is ready to come after it as well, because we might have actually got to do this straight off. So, jump. This ship is running out of FTL fuel, actually. Hopefully this one gets the thing, because we've got 2 jumps after this. And then I have to go, and then we'll be out of fuel. Hello. Found them. This is our shot. Charge the EMP weapon. Get ready to hit them where it really hurts. Let them get close. Really, really close. Charge the EMP. I'm not afraid of you. Oh, they are... Oh boy, actually, hang on. Orders... everyone into suits, please, because the ship is currently getting ventilated. Let's maneuver behind it, if we can. There we go, we got it. On the way, mobilize your crew and install those weapons ASAP. Cavalry are coming, hold them off for the moment. Install the cannons, connect the power grid, and get that done. Okay, right. However, I will also tell my other ship to jump. Flashbang! Ah, you thought you were safe. No. If we're paused when we hit FTL, the screen goes pure white, apparently. Right, okay, let's see. I need to get installed my cannon batteries. I will install them on this side over here, along with the cabling to run them. There we go. And then I'll tell the ship to maneuver when I get a chance to, but as you can see, it is somewhat battered right now. The hull's a bit damaged, but not massively so. Survive until the strike force arrives, destroy the pirate ship. That's fine, because we have actually got our Procyon cruiser coming in. Actually, the Procyon cruiser isn't in tactical mode, so I should have done that before jumping. Just drop in. There we go. Alarm. We are now going to learn some basic combat techniques. Okay. Switch tactical mode. Yes. See the range of weapons by hovering over them. As you can see, like that. That's my cannons. Your guns target specific points on enemy ships. First, select which guns you would like to use. You can shift click to select multiple guns. Okay, so this one's guns. Next, target the weapon system so that they can't damage you further. So left click right there. Make sure to keep moving in combat. This increases your evasion and makes you a harder target to hit. Okay. Now the problem is, I'm about to go in with multiple ships, so I'm going to have to try and keep on top of that. Procyon cruiser needs to be coming about. Pretty please and thank you. What are those? Those are actually Gatlings. Okay. Those are actually Gatlings up there. I will tell the forward guns on here to go after those. And then we'll see what we do when we get the cannons. Okay, so. This one is still charging up, but it's trying to do its best. There's some cannon strikes. The ship's hull is buckling slightly, but now we can see what's going on in terms of this, while my cruiser itself is trying to come about and do its stuff. I'll switch you guys back to auto and just try to swing you around and keep you going. You are taking a lot of damage real quickly though. Well done. Now the weapons, fire at will at the pirate ship. The thing is, with the railguns, as you can see, it's got a very, very, very narrow kind of firing arc on it. In fact, this would be perfect if I turn the cruiser to go the other direction. And the cruiser, unlike the Temptress, is designed for this stuff. So, well, the cruiser is not technically designed for this stuff, but it is better at it than the other guys. And here come allies. Most excellent. Target that explosion and fire. Also note, by the way, drones can do repairs too. So having the Procyon cruiser just do a flyby actually helps out the Astral Temptress a bit. Because if we zoom in a little bit and look at the Astral Temptress, on the exterior view we can see the drones from the Procyon are actually helping to try and patch it all back together. And there goes the actual ship itself. Most excellent. Okay. And that's first stage of combat. Just fly over there, please. Astral Temptress is actually also going to fly. It will fly relatively nearby. Worth noting though, drones can repair and patch, but they don't fully restore, so it still needs time in a shipyard to actually restore it afterwards. But yeah, pirate ship actually went boom in a very big way. When I ship's captain performed destruction of the pirate vessel, exceeded all expectations. Your skill and bravery is not going to notice. I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your help. As token appreciation, consider the Astral Temptress now a part of your fleet. Gee, thanks. Ship was due to be scrapped, but I think it may have some years left in its structure yet. Farewell, Captain. Your dedicated to justice and the safety of our sector will be remembered. Yeah, you can just see the drone swarm patching it up. Okay. And with that done, they have been nicking some of my salvage, but that's okay. We were meant to only be the bait. I don't think we were meant to actually jump our main ship in, considering how that all played out. Oh yeah, look at the patch job that's going on. There's also a low fuel warning coming from the cruiser. Yeah, as I said, this thing gulps a lot of fuel when it's kicking into gear. Let's turn off the weapon systems. We don't need them anymore. Gather a bit more scrap. That's all okay. We're actually getting a fair bit of random stuff in scrap. Come to that. Very good. Very good. I am happy with that. But that was a Wolf in Sheep's Clothing Part 3. If there's going to be another part, it'll be sometime soon-ish. So I'll just do a couple of jumps and check to see if that really was all that there was to it. Okay, that's pretty cool. If the ships are both jumping at the same time and both raiding at the same time, they actually do stay together in the immaterial world. Though they might not arrive in quite the same place, they are there on the journey, at the very least. So, we have got ourselves back here. We have got some spare loot, some extra suits, some extra railgun slugs. Did I never... Oh, apparently I never actually programmed the automation for that. Whoops. Railgun... Yeah, just fill that... Stash all the railguns ammo in those, please. Sort that stuff out. But this ship is currently carrying a lot of random doodads, including random machinery for gathering fuel, processing, stuff like that. I just need to, again, do a couple of quick jumps just to check and see, really, if there's another part to this. So yeah, back in a minute. I'll just do a couple of quick contracts, I think. As I said, this is why it's kind of easy to idle on this game. A few contracts to wait and see if they decide they need me again for something, and suddenly turn into massive amounts of money. Yeah, well, I also managed to flog off, because I've got actual production facilities now, I actually managed to flog off some of those metal crates we've been refining out of the scrap that we're gathering. Just because it was required for a supply contract. And then I think, just to round this out on theme and end this, I have got a combat mission set. I just want to unload my passenger complement first before we go in and actually try a combat mission, because I've never actually done one of these before, I don't think. But this ship should be okay for it. I mean, it's fully armoured, it's pretty well armed. You just have to keep it in this general quadrant of the ship's profile to actually, you know, fight stuff. It did run low on bullets, though, for some reason. Then again, I haven't resupplied on those all episodes so far, so, you know, I bought some extra ammo for the defense guns, just in case. Turn that one in. Turn that one in. You're good. Oh, I think I've accidentally turned in the one for... I'm currently processing on that one, unfortunately, so that means that one is... yeah. That one got short-stopped. I'm only going to receive a partial payment from it, because I accidentally clicked complete instead of just clearing it from here until I had enough stuff. That's my bad on that one. It shows I'm not used to doing production contracts in this. But it's also odd that it lets you actually deliver it when you don't have enough stuff. Look, 22 boxes here. 5 minutes to deliver 20 boxes over here for 30,000 just flat payment. That's already 50,000 in my pocket. That's 44,000, 76,000. Yeah, but the combat missions though vary quite a lot, but some of them multi-100,000. The thing is, I don't know what difficulty ratings are at the moment, so right now I'm heading into a difficulty 1. I'll accept this one for difficulty... Wait, let's check, double check the one I've got accepted. It is in NG5. Okay. This one is NG9. Interesting. The difficulty 1 mission pays more than the difficulty 3 mission does. So what does that mean exactly? I do not know. But we're only carrying cargo, so I am going to go ahead and jump. Okay, here we go. Hostile contacts, targets. Oh, I forgot to repair Procyon's damage. But we are apparently against a Roadrunner light corvette. Very small, mostly PD guns, it looks like. We outmass it considerably. Does it have armor? It does have some, but only very basic on like key areas. Also, it's attacking the derelict ships that are left all over the place too. Okay, this is actually just fine. Are you sure you want to be going that way? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so yeah, Hazard 1, not a massive threat, though if I look at my exterior, I got peppered a bit, but not massively so. Okay. Now that said, in terms of salvage, we are getting some ammo, some food, some fuel, basic supplies. So yeah, the combat actually does give us some free modules and stuff potentially in loot. Though it depends on what we actually fight. In this case it was a low level contract, so we didn't really get much. We are relatively undamaged though, so I think I will just drop straight into the difficulty 3 over there and just see what the difference is. Or if the difference is just that we have multiple opponents. I don't know. As I said, I've never done these before. Waiting for my drones to come back. There are my drones. We are... Yeah, those are floating casualties. That's okay. This ship sadly did not get killed by the pirate because it was focused on us. That's okay. Jump. So if we have combats in areas where I've got derelicts lying around, then that means that they can potentially get cleared out if I just use them as a shield or something. Okay, so high difficulty has actually given me 2 targets, a fast mover and a scavenger. Scavenger is just a couple of guns, the fast mover is... I'm not sure what that one's got. That said, there are also some other ships around here too. The fast mover's probably got some defensive guns on it, honestly. Let's have a look-see. You have a chance to deploy. Yep, you just got a couple of guns. You've got, again, a couple of side-mounted guns. It's literally just like a couple of ships. Oh no, the cannons. My bad. unfortunately, if I want to actually maintain active control, I have to be on this bit here, so I'll just go ahead and position myself here, though right now we do have 18% chance of dodging incoming shots because of my overall engine speed. Oh, there goes that guy. Of course, the armoured beast being here means that the armoured beast is also going to try and nab salvage from me, which I'm not too pleased about, honestly. Could do with more general positioning of weaponry, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'll just let the fast mover clear me. There it is. Hi. And then just turn. Oh, my cannons are reloading, that's why that didn't work. Okay, what are my firing arcs? There they are. Ah, I can't be spinning counter-wise, I have to actually give the turrets a chance to track. That's okay. And then turn this way, give the cannons another chance to fire at it. Good, that thing's at the left, though there's not much left by way of scavenging. That's okay. This is, yeah, going pretty steady. The salvages have been doing their job as best they can. And there it is. Destroyed 2 out of 2 hostiles. Overall, we did take some more damage there just from being multiples, but again, it was like pretty basic stuff actually, just like PDs and some cannons. That pirate we faced in the wolf in sheep clothing missions was actually a lot more dangerous than that. But for the most part though, yeah, because it's been smaller ships we've been dealing with, not much really to write home about in terms of loot either. Except there seems to be a couple of dead drones over there. Are those mine or... I think I've got 25 drones. I've got 23 in storage plus 2 in the launchers, that's 25 total. So those drones over there are either loot or they got left behind by the armoured beast when it jumped out. So the question is, are they now salvage? I hope they are. But my drones haven't launched to get them, so they're probably not, honestly. So yeah, and honestly, this has been quite interesting. It's shown me how to fight, how to control. I hope you guys enjoyed following me through the Wolf in Sheep's Clothing questline, because I think that is actually a section complete now, overall. If it's anything you want to see in the future, like how this is going, or modifications you'd like to see done to the ship or stuff like that, please let me know in the comments as well, though I asked that about this time as well and no one actually said anything. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Next time out, I think we'll be getting stuck into the industry side of it more than we have been, because I just slapped in this refinery setup here. Again, I will kind of condense it a bit, I think, just to make that a bit better. But we got ourselves a new ship, the Astral Temptress, which is a box with engines, but then again, that was our other ship when we first got it, so I don't know what I'd do with this one right now. Maybe a mobile fuel processing plant / refinery kind of thing, just like a pure industrial side ship, while the one we got, the Procyon, is a jack of all trades. But next time I'll also be starting up the questline for the Stargate, and I guess since I might be mining in that, I might also see some progress on the Triddles as well. But yes, we'll call it there as I go ahead and just finish my delivery. Again, just leaving this guy over here, just not doing anything. This has been armoured. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps the channel, give me those virtual headpats I oh so crave. And I'll catch you all some other time. Yes. Though with the map now changed, with markedly... I was going to say fewer flashbangs, and then we literally just had a white screen right there. Because of course we did, yeah. I'll see you all later. Shame you can't just copy paste these. I have to actually configure them each time I move them. Yeah. Oh well. Oh, that's interesting. It goes underneath the solar panels when it docks. Also slightly unfortunate, because it'd be nice if it was over the solar panels. But then again, that's just an order of laying, I guess, because because this is older than the panels. That's why, because when that attaches to it, it counts as part of that graphic. I don't know. I'm just spitballing there now. I don't know the coding.